All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started here. If anyone has any questions along the way, feel free to raise your hand via Zoom. That way we'll go ahead and unmute you so that you can speak. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Thank you all for jumping on the call today. My name is Mike McDonald. I'm a digital communications specialist with DHIN. On the call with me, I have Jonathan Bao. He's an integration engineer and much smarter than me, so we're lucky to have him on presenting with us today. Today, we're going to be going through the journey a result takes from a data center to DHIN, and then finally to a practice's EMR. So here we go. So DHIN offers three methods of results delivery. We have a clinical inbox, EMR integration, and autofax. The clinical inbox is a great option for practices that do not have an EMR or that have an EMR but doesn't have an integration available with DHIN for whatever reason. The clinical inbox is housed within the community health record and functions very similar to like an email inbox, but for medical results. So you can log into the DHIN community health record, you can get into your clinical inbox, and then you'll see a list of all the results that your providers either ordered or are copied on. From there, you can print out the results if you wanted a paper copy, or if you do have an EMR, you can download it as a PDF and import it directly into your EMR. So no need to print it out and scan it and then import it. You can just download it and import it right there. The clinical inbox is also a great method as a backup to EMR and autofax. So some of you may have an EMR integration. There may be times where something happens to that feed and it needs to be worked on by either DHIN or your EMR vendor. During those times, those downtimes, you can rely on the clinical inbox as a backup. So that feed will maintain it separate from your EMR integration. So you can go to the clinical inbox and retrieve your results while that EMR integration is getting worked on. The EMR integration is probably the most convenient way to receive your results. It's delivered directly into your EMR. All your providers' orders, everything that they're copied on will be delivered into the patient's chart. DHIN has over 30 EMR integrations available, and a full list can be found on the DHIN website, dhin.org. And yeah, this is definitely the most convenient way to receive results. There's no paper, it's delivered right into the patient's chart. For practices that prefer to have paper or maybe just don't have an EMR, we do have an option available for you as well. We call it autofax, and all you need is a working fax machine. DHIN will create an integration that connects to that fax, and we'll deliver results to the fax, and they'll print out just like a regular fax would. With all of these methods, DHIN offers, we do something called a sign-off. And essentially what that does is it sends a note to all data centers sending their data to DHIN, letting them know that the practice is now using DHIN as their primary source of results delivery, and that they can stop any duplicate paper feeds going to the practice. So that really cuts down on the paper. You don't have to worry about any duplicate results coming through, and you can use your hopefully paper-free method of results delivery. So DHIN data centers, we have all the hospitals throughout the state of Delaware sending their data to DHIN. So everyone from Christiana up north all the way down to Tidal Health down south. We also have some out-of-state data centers, out-of-state hospitals, such as Atlantic General down in Maryland. We have Christiana Care Union Hospital, and Tidal Health has some Maryland facilities as well. DHIN has several labs throughout the state sending us their data. So places like LabCorp, Quest, AccuReference Labs, they're all sending us their labs. Radiology facilities sending data to DHIN. We have facilities such as CNMRI, Mid-Delaware Imaging, Ocean Medical Imaging, Delaware Imaging Network. They're all sending their radiologies to DHIN. We have connections with urgent care facilities throughout the state. So ambient care, Christiana Care's facilities, MedExpress, they're sending us their data. We have two endoscopy centers, Endoscopy Center of Delaware and Mid-Atlantic Endoscopy Center sending us their data. And then we have some other partnerships with facilities such as Amazon. They're sending us their COVID vaccine data. COVID test data. We have CRISP, which is Maryland's Regional Health Information Exchange. We're exchanging data with them. NJ2 and DHIN are New Jersey Health Information Exchanges. They're exchanging data with us. And then we have Genesis Healthcare, which is a skilled nursing facility. We're exchanging ADTs and CCDs with them. All right, so now we're going to get into the types of results, and we're starting to get out of my area of expertise. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Jonathan Bao, and he's going to go ahead and walk us through that journey that the results are taking. John?
Thanks, Mike. So these are the type of the results that would be going outbound to the practices by way of EMR, and again, as Mike mentioned, by way of Autofax or the clinical inbox. So normally it's the laboratory, radiology, cardiology reports, transcription reports, and pathology reports. So we're going to show you the process of a quick review or process of how that works. So if we go to the next slide. So the result will come in. We will need, the result will have pertinent data that we will need to know where that result needs to go. So there will be identifiable data by showing what the providers are based on their roles. So you'll have ordering provider, you could have copy to provider, primary care, or attending. So that information is necessary to know, where it needs to go downstream. So that data comes in. The first system that receives that data is our DHIN inbound MRF. This is an interface engine. From there, it goes downstream to multiple systems. So three major systems, first one being the Initiate MPI. That is our master patient index. This holds all the patient demographics, and it's being queried by many DHIN processes. For many DHIN processes, CHR, for example, queries our MPI. So from there, it goes into the NXT platform. Oh, a little lag there. So that's what I just went over. Next, it goes to the NXT platform. That is the health data platform that holds all of the patient data, all the results, and that is also being queried by multiple systems. The majority of it being done by the community health record, once again, to have that result available for you guys to be able to pull up and view. And the last system, the third major system, that data is going to our provider-based routing engine. This is where we set up practices for the EMR delivery or artifacts. It has all the practices listed and our associated providers. So from the BBRE, then you will have that result going outbound, which it matches to a specific interface that we have built in the DHIN outbound engine, DHIN outbound MRF engine. So from there, the result again is being filtered out per each interfaces to individual practices. So a few examples could be WIN Pediatrics, Kim Primary Care, Luther Oncology. And that gets to your EMR, and then you're able to view that as needed. However, and then MRF will also have some filtering options to make life easier for the practices. So let's do an example here. Let's say Kim Primary Care does not want inpatient labs. They only want emergency radiology and outpatient pathology. That result's gonna go through the interface based on the filtering options. It will then determine that, okay, no inpatient labs will go outbound and allow through emergency radiology and outpatient pathology. And again, these filters can also be customized to meet the practice needs. So practice could say, I only want ordering provider results, or I only want primary care when my provider is attached. And a practice can have multiple providers, and we can filter all that based on the practice needs. And that is just a quick overview. So taking it back to Mike to show you guys a demo of the clinical inbox.
All right, thank you, John. I definitely feel like I learned something. Just goes to show you that it may seem like a simple process. Your provider orders results and it shows up in your EMR or clinical inbox. But there's a lot that goes on in the back end. And I appreciate you breaking that down for us, John. So right now I'm going to jump into our clinical inbox. Unfortunately, I don't have a way of demonstrating an EMR integration or AutoFax, but I do have the clinical inbox available on the community health record. So we're going to go ahead and jump into that. So just log me in here. So here's the first page of the community health record. And instead of searching for a patient, I'm going to go down here and I have a icon that says clinical inbox. Some of you may or may not have this icon. You have to be set up to have clinical inbox access. If you don't currently have a clinical inbox and you would like to receive results that way, definitely feel free to reach out to the DHIN service desk or your business relationship manager, and we can definitely make that happen for you. But I'm going to go ahead and click on clinical inbox. And then again, here we have an inbox that functions very similar to like an email inbox. We have a couple tabs at the very top of the screen. So right now we're just looking at the unread messages. We also have filtered messages. So right now we're looking at all messages, read or unread, that have been filtered out. We have an all tab, which ignores all filters. It shows you everything that your providers copied on or ordered. And then we have an archive tabs for any messages that you archived. Setting up a filter is pretty simple. If we scroll down to the bottom, we have a filter button. And I'm going to go ahead and remove this filter just to show how it's set up. But when you're creating filters, you can choose to either have an inclusion filter or an exclusion filter. So we're going to go ahead and exclude. We're going to click on new filter. And you could choose to filter out facilities, patient class, or report types. So I'm going to click on patient class, and let's do inpatient. I'm going to click the plus over here on the right side. I'm going to choose report type, and I'll choose labs. So with this filter I have right now, I'm not going to see any inpatient labs in my inbox. So I'm going to go ahead and click apply. So now that filter that I set up is applied to the unread tab and the filter tab. So I won't see any inpatient results in these two tabs. If for some reason there was an inpatient result that I wanted to see, I can click the all tab. And again, that shows me everything, no filters applied. I could see any result that has my providers listed on them. I've got a search bar at the top of the page. I can use this search to search for results by patient name, by result name, by facility. Basically, any of the information you see in this list, you can search by. Once you find the result that you'd want to view, you can click it on the left side and view it over here on the right side. You also have the option to print or download the result. So if I check the box over here on the left, I can click the print button on the top right corner here. That's going to give us a preview of the result. And then from here, I can choose to save it as a PDF on my computer or print out a paper version. Once I'm done with the result, I can go down here on the bottom, and with that still checked, I can click on the archive button. So essentially that takes it out of my inbox, and it'll stay here in the archive tab until the result is over 14 days old. If I don't archive it, the result will still be removed from my inbox after 14 days. After that 14-day point, if you needed to find that result again, you could still find it by searching for the patient in the community health record and viewing it in their chart there. All right, so that concludes the demo of the community health, or of the clinical inbox. I'll open up this portion to any questions you may have on the inbox or EMR integrations, AutoFax, or anything we discussed today. And just don't forget to raise your hand if you have questions. All right, sounds like everyone's good. Well, thank you all for joining us today. I hope this was informative for you. And again, if you have any questions, reach out to the DHIN service desk or your business relationship manager. All right, y'all have a great day.